I saw the headline earlier that Taylor Swift was going to have a deposition. I was at work, and for once I was actually happy about a filing. I thought, finally, some fireworks. Finally, a real game changer. I came home, sat down, and worked on a video for 2.5 hours. And right as I was editing, I got the notification. The motion was denied. I cannot even describe how furious I was, not just because I wasted time, but because Wayfarer's lawyers keep blowing it. They dangled the biggest witness in this case, the one everyone has been waiting for, and they couldn't even get the paperwork right. They tried to drag Taylor in at the last minute after withdrawing their subpoena months ago, and the judge shut them down instantly. That's not bad luck. That's incompetence. And what makes it worse is the stakes. Taylor wasn't just some random celebrity name to chase. Her testimony could have cracked this case wide open in any number of ways. If she had said she knew nothing, Blake would have looked like a liar who dragged her friend's name into a fight for clout. If she admitted Blake confided in her but never asked for support, that would have exposed Blake for exaggerating the friendship into something it wasn't. If she said Blake pressured her to delete messages or intervene, that would have painted Blake as manipulative, maybe even guilty of tampering. And the nightmare scenario? Taylor walking in with receipts that flip the narrative completely. A message, a detail, a piece of evidence that leaves Blake looking like the aggressor, not the victim. That's why I'm pissed. Wayfarer's lawyers weren't just fumbling a side issue here. They fumbled the one deposition that had the power to change everything, and the worst part? They didn't lose because the judge bent over backward for Blake. They lost because they were sloppy. They didn't prepare. They waited too long. And now, instead of Blake sweating bullets over what Taylor might say, she gets to walk away spinning this as another harassment attempt that failed. And this isn't the first time. These are the same lawyers who dumped almost 80,000 pages of documents on Blake's team right before depositions, as if burying her in paperwork would cripple her case. Instead, the judge gave Blake 10 extra days to prepare. They thought they were breaking her, but all they did was hand her a gift. If you're sitting on the truth, you don't need to play games like that. But games seem to be the only thing Wayfarer's lawyers know how to play. Now, let's talk about Judge Liman. Do I think he's been unfair at times? Yes. I think his rulings have been inconsistent, sometimes siding with Blake on things that feel more like optics than law. But here's the reality. Wayfarer's lawyers make it easy for him. They keep screwing up. They keep handing Blake free wins. Liman doesn't even have to bend for her because the other side is doing the work for him. And that pisses me off even more. Because every time Blake should be sweating, every time she should be cornered, Wayfarer's lawyers stumble in and save her. The Taylor Swift motion was the perfect example. If you're going to go after the most famous woman in the world, you better be airtight. You better be prepared months in advance. You do not wait until the 11th hour and expect the judge to roll over. That is not strategy, that is desperation. And now Blake gets to spin this as harassment, as another headline about Wayfarer chasing her friends, while she walks away looking like the victim. And the optics are brutal. Wayfarer looks sloppy. They look like they're chasing media moments instead of building a solid case. And Blake, the woman who has been crying smear machine since day one, suddenly gets to hold her head high and say, see, even the judge thinks they're wasting everyone's time. That's not because she's right. That's because Wayfarer's lawyers keep handing her the narrative. And I'll be honest, I'm pissed, because this case is supposed to be about the truth. Instead, it's turned into a circus of mistakes. Whether you love Blake or hate her, watching her win because the other side can't get their act together is embarrassing. Justin Baldoni is betting his entire livelihood and reputation on lawyers who can't file on time, can't manage discovery, and can't convince a judge to let them depose one witness they should have locked down months ago. So here's where we stand. Blake gets another small win she didn't earn. Judge Liman looks inconsistent, but honestly, Wayfarer's lawyers made it easy for him. And Baldoni is stuck with a legal team that is making him look weaker every time they open their mouths. At this rate, Blake doesn't need to win her case. She just needs Wayfarer's lawyers to keep failing for her. And that, unfortunately, is the only strategy they seem capable of pulling off.